Hey everybody, this is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Always excited when I've got a new project going. Excuse me. So just a few articles that you're going to need, which is pretty much anything that you need when you normally are going to do. This is going to be a mini album, but we're going to be using envelopes, which I'll show you in just a second. You're going to need a paper cutter. Definitely one that's large enough to cut your papers. This one is just for little things. And a scoreboard. So I'm going to kind of slide these back where they belong. You're going to need, a pokey tool, scissors, bone folder, ruler, glue, and quite possibly a craft knife. All right. So I will be telling the dimensions of everything in the build in inches and centimeters. I am using the Boat, B-O-A-T, Boat Journal. That is a shop on Etsy. And this paper digital kit is called Yellows and Blues. It's beautiful. Now, I am doing a collaboration with Sweet Pea Papers. Oh boy, I looked it up and now I can't remember if it's Sweet Peas Papers or well, I will have it in the description box below. Her name's Teri, wonderful gal, and she and I met in my Facebook group. This might be a very interesting video. It's not starting out great, is it? Okay. So I wanted to briefly introduce you to what the kit looks like, and then kind of take you through the whole process of what we're going to do. Now, Teri is going to work with the same papers, but she's going to do something totally different. So then it will give you two ideas of something you can go ahead and grab this pack up if you're interested. Of course, any paper line will work, but this is really a pretty paper pack. Now, I only, on most of them, I only printed one page. Of course, I can go and print out as many as I want, which is the beauty of a digital kit. But just to start out with, we'll see what we can do with just the one page of each. And I don't know, there's 30 or 40 pages in here, but we'll give it a count. Now, I did make a mistake at first when I printed out. I think there's 5 of the ephemera and things like that. I thought I had plain white paper, but it's satin, a satin finish on this side. So it's kind of different. This is the same, but this on this satin print. But I'm going to keep them. I don't want to waste them, so I do have one for each one. But these are pretty. Got some nice words, got cards, got envelopes. Got pockets, tags, more pockets. Okay, and then these are the papers. Just beautiful. Very springy. And who is not in the mood for springy colors right now? So, and that's just a nice soft, you can see roses. I don't know if you can see them, but it's beautiful. Just a beautiful paper. And then this is actually, maybe it has a little bit of that roses, but it's actually more splotchy with white. Now, the beauty of working on white envelopes, which is what these are, 10 by 13 white envelopes, is that I don't have to ink. I am not going to ink this time, ink your edges. Because I just don't think it goes with this paper. And since I'm working on white, and there's a lot of white in this, I'm not edging. Ooh. It's one less step. Oh, but these are beautiful papers. I love this. Yeah, so she really does a nice job. I've not heard of her before. Teri has had purchased something from her once before, and is, I believe, does some things in the in her Facebook group, or in another. I think it's another group that she attends occasionally for live things, and this gal's in there. So, yeah. So now the first thing that I do is I kind of look and see, you know, I've got quite a bit of elements, and I've got, you know, there's some butterflies. So the first thing I thought of is I will want to make some more butterflies. Now I pulled this, this butterfly, out. I honestly don't think I have another butterfly, at all. So, I didn't want to use maybe the one with the curly Q on the end, but I thought this one would be fine because all of these are fairly simple. In fact, they might even be moths. But I thought it would work out just fine. So I pulled that. May use it, may not. So that's one thing. Now there's music in here. So I can look for things that have music on them. There looks like there's French wording. There's let's see what else we've got. So if there's French wording, I like to keep whatever I use in the language that's in there. Now this is English. I think. you can't really read it. There's a nice door, basket with flowers. So you've got some different graphs. You know, so this is what I kind of start with. Here's some swirls. I just really kind of examine the paper. And then, of course, you've just got all of these nice hanging things. And that leads me to another idea that I may have. I'm going to take my mic off. I'll be right there. I'm not going to turn you off. I'm just going to walk over here. Of course, I can never find it when I want it. I do have that. And then where's my other? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Here it is up here. Let's see. Nope. Well, I will have to find it later. I did find a different butterfly. So, it's actually this stamp. So, it's this stamp. Yeah. And then, I believe I also have a die for this, but I'll have to look. But anyway, let me put my mic back on so I don't scuffle you around. Okay, so, and of course, it's called yellows and blues. So, the next thing that I do, because I am going to want to augment this kit, so that I'm not continuously printing and printing to just get more. And plus, you're going to want some cardstock, some solid pieces in there, even if it's just to put as a backing. So, first thing I do, and I did start the blue without you, but I am going to go through the yellow with you, so you can see what I do. Which is basically what I'm going to do here, but I've already narrowed it down. Okay, so I know I'm going to have it on white. And let me get a sheet. Either one of these will work. I think I'll do this one. Okay, so I have it on the white, and that looks nice, but So, I did pull out 3 different blues. Now this one is a little too, for me, it's a little too whammo. It's just not the same color. I mean, it does make everything pop, but it's just not the same color. So then I went and found a little darker one. And I thought, okay, this is good, but I like it, and you know, it does brighten it up. It does look like it's pretty much the right color. And then I got this one. And I thought, that's it. It looks almost the same color. This has got a little more gray in it, and these blues all have a gray in them. So that, you know, they lend themselves more to a blue-gray than they do a blue. So I think this is the color that I go for. Would I rather have had something a little brighter and just really cheer it up? Yes, but I like that one the best. So you got to go with what you got to go with. Okay, so using this same sheet, so I've got my blues, and I have already pulled, I didn't have many of this color. I've got plenty, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 11. So I have 11 of those sheets. Now, I pull my yellow out. So this is all my yellow. And I don't have a ton of yellow choices, but, you know, there is the choice there. So I just start grabbing and looking and putting it down. And do I like that? Yeah, I do. It really brightens it up. Let's find one that's got a lot of yellow. Here's this lighter yellow, and then here's this one, and here's this one. So let's try, okay, with the lighter yellow. You know, that's okay. That doesn't do much for me. Darker yellow. Looking at it through the what you guys see, it looks pretty good. But I'm not really liking it with the lighter yellows. Yeah, just not. So I'd say no to this color. And let's see. I've got finding the next color. Oh, those are neon. Those are neon. I'm not going for those. And that is too light. So let's see. And I need to, you know, I need to also make sure I've got enough. See, I only have what looks to be 5 of these. And I just don't know. Of course, I can do all of the backing with blue and use these for pockets and whatnot. They do have a... Well, let's just try it out and see what we think before I go crazy over it. All right, so there it is with the light yellow. Yeah. Meh, I don't know. And you know, I'm sitting here going, you know, it would really look good, but oh my gosh, the amount of work that this would take. Is the blue next to the white, the yellow next to the blue, and then the designer paper. Oh my goodness. That looks really nice. It really does. But I'm not sure that's the yellow. I'm not sure that's yellow. Now that I'm going to put off to the side. So basically that's what I do. If I have enough of one of the yellows, I mean, if I only find one page, really not going to help me. You know what I'm saying? To do a whole mini album. I mean, if I'm doing a card or something, sure, that'll help me, but not doing a mini album. And I really don't want to, I really don't want to do 2 backgrounds. Okay, so let's see this one. Ooh, no, 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 no. That's kind of neon-y too. All right, what about this one? This is very bright. I mean, this is what I'd really like to have. Is that the same as this first one here that I did? Yes. Okay, thought so. They're not necessarily all in order. I do try and keep them in order, but yeah, you know what? You know how that works. Let's see. Now here is a soft, but kind of bright yellow up against the white. No. I really need to have, because there is a kind of a tonal gray in that paper as well. And I don't know what the heck color you would call this, but it is a yellow. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Yeah, I don't know how many of those I have. Let's see. Is that it? I think that is all I have. See, and you can also do it like this, kind of spread them out and look at them. And none of those are floating my boat. That's all that first color. And that's an unopened pack of that first color. That was Daffodil Delight by Stampin' Up. Okay, so I think we're going to go with that color. I know it's kind of weird, but I really do think it... I really do think it pops enough. Yeah. And if I chose, which I don't know yet, but if I chose to do this, which would be a lot of work, that would really look pretty. And it's called Yellows and Blues. So... and I think people are starting to get into doing more of a layered look. And so we will see, but I think I found my blue and my yellow. So let's get started. Let's see, we are 19 minutes in. All right, so, oh, I keep saying so, don't I? Oh, let me get my scoreboard out. All right, and I have made a kind of a template. See, was this one, I have one that was the final one. There, this one. There we go. Okay. So, you're going to open up your envelope. Now, this is a 10 by 13 envelope. You can use, and I am going to cut these down. across the tops, and I will do that with you in just a moment. But I have like a box of 250 of these suckers, so I'm trying to go through my stash. I'm trying to work it, baby. So the first score mark that you're going to make is at 6 1/4. All right, so at 6 1/4 you're going to make a nice score line, and then you're going to make it at 6 3/4, a nice score line. And then you're going to fold both of those, and you're going to have this. All right, and I am going to start with 3 of these, and we'll just go from there. Now, if you start measuring from the bottom of the box into your far corner where your 0 is, then measure all of them that way. Okay, 6 1/4 and 6 3/4. I've been taking the flap and tucking it in just so it doesn't get in my way. And these are not exactly square, so I just been kind of doing the best I can getting them lined up. If I can't line it right up on the line, I'm at least centering it, and having I'm having one end be on the line because I'm going to cut off the other end. So that end I'm not worried about. So as long as I have one end that is absolutely straight, it's all good. Okay, so now so far this is what we have. 2 of these. And then we're going to do one more. 6 1/4 and 6 3/4. Tuck your flap in. And give it a nice fold. All right. So at this point, our spine is 1.5 inches. And I have 6 pages. And I think that that is probably going to be enough. That'll make a nice photo album with a lot of flips and flaps and interaction and things like that. So not to worry, we will have some good stuff. Okay, so let me move these out of my way now. And I believe we can put this away for a little while. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let me get my big old heavy Big Shot Plus. It's my Big Shot Plus. All right. Now, if you are doing it my way, you may have to trace. This is the one I'm going to do. If I can get it off of here. There we go. This is the one I'm going to do across the top. And I think I'm actually going to be doing it this way. If you can't get this in your machine because it's 6 1/4, if you have just the 6-inch one, then what you can do is whatever you're going to use, if you're going to do this way, I mean, you might have a different envelope that you don't have to cut down. But I am going to cut this one down to, approximately about 7.5-esque, kind of. Okay. But if you're going to do this, you couldn't just take it with whatever you've got, whatever die you have, and just trace it. If you're working with the same size, because you don't want to cut these ends off. Well, I suppose on the one side you could, but on the other side you'd have to actually open up the end and then re-glue it again. So, you know, just a thought there. See, and because this, I can't get it in there all the way anyway. So I am going to be putting, and first, get the ruler. And let's measure, see what 7.5 is. So, okay, a pencil would be really nice. Oh, and I made sure I had my scissors and my glue and all that stuff. Forgot about the pencil. Okay, so I'm going to make a little mark on that side, and then 7.5, a little mark on this side right at the first score line that you come to. And then that, and this is from Card Creations. I can't read all that. Bracket card edge. Kaisercraft? No. I don't know. Anyway, so there is how I'm finding where I am going to be cutting this off at. And I don't want to go, let's see how far. Yeah. I don't want to go any further down than that. Let me get a little bit of some of this micropore tape. And you always want to put it on your hand a couple times so some of that sticky. Oops, too much. Well, I'll go ahead and use that to put my charm so it stops making noise. Okay, and again, just to break that sticky down a little bit. All right, and then I'm just going to close this over top of it and hope that it's not too terribly tight to fit in there. It shouldn't be. All right. What the heck? Huh. Well, it went through. Oh, it didn't finish it. All right, let me stand up and give this sucker a good crank. Move everything out of my way. There we go. Okay. See, in the micropore, the paper stuck to the micropore tape on the outside. But that's all right, because it's all going to get, all that's going to get cut off. But that's what happens to that micropore tape. It All right. I just want to get, there we go. All that's coming off, so it really doesn't matter. There's still some sticky on there. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to measure up 7.5, put a pencil mark. Measure up 7.5 and put a pencil mark. Now I'm putting a pencil mark here, just in case my flap is kind of funky, but it's going to go all the way across. Where's my pencil mark? Sorry, I keep banging the camera. And get this tape off and put it over here. There we go. All right. So put this back down. Make sure I have the cut side down. Yes, I do. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now that you've seen me do this, the one thing that we really should do, and I will do on the rest of them. Okay, so we're going to take our scissors and just connect the two ends, cut off anything on those ends. Okay, so this one, you see, you've got this. So we can seal this back down now, and you will have a wonderful pocket. Of course, the center so there's your page. Okay, so far, that's your page. But now what I'm going to suggest, and because I didn't know if it would do it or not, is let's figure out. Let's get into our papers and let's figure out a paper for each one. So base pages, trying to think. I think I definitely want, because I printed two of those thinking that I definitely wanted one of those for my cover. So I am going to change that out. You know what? Because I'm going to put a backing down, I'm not going to do that with this. Because I still have to do it again with either the blue or the yellow ISK that I picked out. So I think we're going to hold off on that and just do this. So if you want to go ahead and just do, remember though that you had one side that matched perfectly and one side that did not. Like you see this side here doesn't match. This side does. This is the side you do not want to cut. You want to cut the side that didn't match. If yours are not square like mine are not square. Yeah, so I definitely have a better one than the other. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go get that done. And then come back and we will continue. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Okay, and just one more time showing you how we cut them. So from the center, you're just going to go from open end to open end. And hopefully they lined up properly. This one didn't really, so I'm going to fake it a little bit. And then just kind of, if you want these to come flat or pointed, it's totally up to you. I'm kind of going with mine flat. All right. So here, get that fold back in there. Here is the starting of our pages. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, let's see. I think what I want to do is well, if I glue the edges together, like just around here, the 4 edges, and glue them together, I will create a pocket in the center. However, there's a pocket here and a pocket here. But if I put a piece of cardstock and glue solidly both these inside or outside, the outside pieces together onto the cardstock, that's going to give it extra hold. Or I can just leave them separate pages and just, because I've got a lot of top pockets, I think I'm just going to leave them separate pages because I've got enough top, where's my, there. I've got enough top pockets here. What's that? 6 top pockets. So I think that's going to be plenty. I do believe. Yeah. Okay. And now I don't know if I want to close these up yet. I think it would be easier if I didn't have those closed up yet. So let's leave those open for the time being. Okay. And what am I going to do next? All right. Let me get a piece of blue. Now, if I stick a piece of blue out the top here, let's see, where would I want it? So this is 7.5. If I went to 8, oh, and by the way, save these. All right, save these because these will come in handy for our tags. So even if you like got these kind of ripped up, you'll have the outside ones. So save them. All right. Yeah, because those will come in very handy. Very, very handy. All right. I think I like that. And I could even do like, okay, come to Mama over here. Although that would use almost all of my yellow. Because I'm thinking of doing it all the way down. Because, you know, these envelopes aren't like cardstock. And if I do them all the way down, but just gluing the edge, and that would be a pocket on this side and a pocket on the other side. And I'd have both the blue and the yellow with, you know, about an inch up here. Or I could do blue and blue. I think I kind of like that idea better. Blue and blue. So this is what it would look like. Let's pull this around so you can get it. It would look like that. And then I could do a full-on pretty page on both sides, flips, flaps, this and that. And everything would fall below this line, which would be 6. It just comes to a little bit below the 6. So, well, I can take this out and tell you exactly. Let me see here, guys. Let me see here. Right. So it's almost 6.5. It's 6 3/8. So this very bottom part here comes to 6 3/8. So everything will probably be 6 1/4 here. So you could possibly even do this with a 6x6 pad, because my page actually turns out to be, well, it's 6 1/4. But if you're going to do a piece of cardstock and then your designer paper, that would work with a 6x6 pad. So you can do this with any pad you would like. 6x6, 8x8, 12x12, digital prints. Because, you know, when you do the digital prints, you only get the 8.5 by 11 unless they do that traveler's notebook. Then it's printed on the 11 side. But so you need something that's small enough to accommodate your paper. So you're not, because like the last one I did, that Fashion Bazaar photo folio. Everything had to have strips on the sides because the pages were longer than the 8.5 by 11, and everything was landscaped. I didn't do any the other way, which I won't make that mistake again if I ever do another one of those kind of things. Okay, so let's get started with that. I think I'm going to do a blue and a blue, and then a yellow and a yellow, and then a blue and a blue. Oh, that's a lot more blue, although I don't have that much yellow. So, yeah, that'll be good. And then I will put that yellow on the front cover. I don't know. I'm putting some paper away here, guys. Okay. All right. So what we need is, I can do it. Yeah, I can totally do it out of this size. This way. Because this way, yeah, we'll do it this way. So first, oh, and I said I would do centimeters with you guys. So I do apologize. So on centimeters, your first score mark is at 15.9. And then your second score mark is at 17.2. Okay? And gosh, I know I've got centimeters on this thing. Let's see. This is a 33 centimeter by... Let's see, do I have what'd I do with them? Oh, I stuck them over here. 33 centimeter by 25.7 centimeters. So that's the size of the envelope. 33 by 25.7. Okay. And then one more time, your first score line is at 15.9 and your second one is 17.2. And then I measured (19). So from the bottom to the top, you measure up 19 centimeters. And as long as, now this one is an inch deep. So whatever size you want it to be. And then I'm going to do a 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters up above this edge. Okay. So that is your centimeters. And then other than that, you know what I do? I just make a mark. All right, let me get my, where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? There it is. Okay, make a mark. And we are having such beautiful weather. Oh my goodness gracious. It is just scrumdiddlyicious out here. Okay, and then when I want this all the way down into that corner. Now remember, this is not going to be coming out. And then when I fold it, yeah, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and then I want this to be at, I think 8. Now, you know what? That 8.5 is that's a nice little size, isn't it? That's a nice size right there. And then I'll have room. Seeing we can even do a tag with this on the tag and have it sitting out on this. Isn't that cool? I love it. Okay, so that is the one reason I wanted this to be open, because I'll be able to slide this in much easier with the edge open. Okay, so I want to keep as much of this pocket as I possibly can. So let me think here. I think if I put some glue right in the crease, I don't really need to put any glue on the outside. I mean on the back. And then just get that right into that crease. And let's burnish and get that glue moved around. Got a little bit of that stickiness on there. Make sure you've got it all the way down so that your page will fold nicely. You don't want to get it into your crease at all. All right, and then I'm just going to glue on the inside of the score line that's right next to this. I'm going to put some glue on the inside of that score line. And then I'm also going to put glue, not heavy, but enough that's going to close up this center section. All right. And you don't want to get it into your next area where you're going to be putting your next sheet of paper. So just put it lightly so it closes in that section. But there we have our first page done. So I'm going to do another blue one. Excuse me. And let's see, is this leaving a good size for a... Yeah, that would be a good size for... So good. And I can use like some yellow ones in the blues and the blues in the yellow. But that's a good size tag. So that one is just short 5 inches, or it's 12.4 centimeters by, of course, the 8.5 or what, 21.6, something like that. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do it again. Stay within your score lines, but just right up to them. And remember, on this one, it's a little tricky. This is your score line where this is going to fold over. So just move it up so you can really see the score line instead of going by your corner here. And I think my dog needs out because he is over here crawling all over me. Okay, so there's where I'm going to cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I'll be back in a second. I think I got to go outside. Bye. Okay, so once you get it to your liking, we're going to go ahead and glue this one down the same way. We're going to open this one up and just put glue right along the seam. And slide this in. Make sure you can close the flap around it. Make sure it's even with the other, you know, across the top here with the other one. And then let's burnish that down. And then we can do this one here, just right underneath the blue paper, just right underneath it. And then let's put some glue on the edge and right here. All right, and just flip her over and lay it down. There we go. Now we've got page 1 done. Very good. Yay! I think that's going to be awesome. Now this is still pretty flimsy, so we will be making this more better. We'll be making this more better. Once we put some other papers on there and stuff, it will be pretty good. Oh, that got a little too much on there. There we go. All right, so let's do that with the other 2 pages. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will come back to you and we'll move on from there.